oh, there's going to be a lot of, teaching. I'm just going to have to sit here and listen. And I remember walking into the room, and there was the loudest heavy metal rock playing. And there was things being thrown everywhere, and a bunch of kids doing math really quickly. And I remember the prize was like a huge bag of candy of whoever could do 100 simple multiplication problems the quickest. Of course, Ed won every single time. But I just remember that was my first memory that the country day is just a different place, and it really got me excited to go to middle school there, and then high school as well. That was my favorite memory.
I'll go. All right, my favorite memory probably was in 8th grade when we all got to take Earth Science with Mr. Grunch. He was probably one of my favorite teachers that I got to have, especially in middle school, because he really made the class interesting and fun, and he was super passionate and enthusiastic about science, and he engaged with the students, and I felt like I could talk to him about anything, and it just made 8th grade year and especially middle school for me an extremely special place. So that resonated.
Great.
Instead of choosing just one memory, I'm going to talk about a couple of them to explain like the Country Day way. Like, I've been at Country Day since kindergarten, and I'm pretty sure a lot of parents know about the saying, like the Country Day way. And for me, that's always been about like close interactions with your students and your teachers, and just like the close-knit community. And like I've experienced that like throughout lower school, middle school, and especially like in high school. As a sophomore, I had 2 other people in my French class, and this year I had 3 other people in my AP Euro class. So like with that, you get to build like really close relationships with your teachers, and it just makes it a really special experience.
Mine is on the 8th grade DC trip. I didn't write anything, but so every morning we had to wake up for 7:30 for breakfast in the hotel. We had to be on the bus by 8:30. And we would have, like, the hotel had an alarm on the phone to wake us up to get to breakfast. So then one morning, my roommates were Atsuo, Carlos, and Sam Egerlin, so not a very organized group. And one morning, instead of the alarm, we wake up to Mr. Kuiper's banging on the door and screaming at us, and we're like, what's going on? We look at the clock, it's like 8:40 or something. We were supposed to be on the bus 10 minutes ago. We slept through breakfast. And so we go down, we rush, we get to the bus, and apparently Miss Lyon had told everyone in the class to like slow clap for us sarcastically before we got on, but only one person did, only Molly, which was a little awkward. So we all got a strike or whatever, and the rule was if you got 3 strikes, you got sent home early, but I'm pretty sure I got like 5 or 6, so yeah, that's my memory.
So my favorite memory it happened just like 2 months ago at the Lifer dinner, and it was at Piotti's, and it was just like a really nice time. It was really good food, and like I've been at Country Day for 13 years, and there's 7 of us Lifers, and it was just like a family dinner. You could think of it like we were just all together, and we went around the table saying like one word we would use to describe Country Day, and it was just really heartwarming. And yeah, okay.
So I think my favorite memory from SCDS is probably Sutter Sport, because it's just a great example of how interactive the learning experience is at Country Day. And I remember all the effort that we put into perfecting the historical figures we were going to portray. And one of the most memorable parts of it was the night watch, because all the parents got really into it and they dressed up in scary costumes, and it was just a super fun time. And then another reason I just remember this so well is because I've been able to enjoy it throughout high school too, because they've invited me to play my violin there during the lunches. So it's just been a really fun time, and I'm really grateful to all the 4th grade teachers because they made it such a fun experience.
My favorite memory was probably the trip that Dr. Portillo took us on, which was to the Latinx conference. And the reason it was my favorite was because it really made me question what being Latino meant to me. And I really met a lot of people that I still talk to this day.
Awesome.
So one of my favorite memories at Country Day was actually on our Ashland trip this year. I think it was the first night that we were there. everyone was really tired from the bus ride, and we decided to go to a coffee shop before our play that was starting at like 8:30 that night, I think. And so we all got coffee from this one shop, and then we walked to the park afterwards, and they had one of those like huge rope structures that you can climb on. And so everyone like climbed up as high as we could, and then we were just like chilling and listening to music, and it was really, really cold outside, but it was also really fun. So.
I think one of my favorite memories goes back to when Mr. Repture was still head of the school. And I was just on my way out of Country Day to go to a different school, and I was talking to him in the parking lot, and he asked me where I was going, and he said, oh, people usually take the tour to different schools, but they always come back, and he told me that the door is always open. And true to his word, here I am 10 years later.
Well, I started my Country Day journey in 7th grade, and coming from a public school, I didn't know if I was going to fit in with all these private school kids. And thankfully my first day of school assured me that I would be just fine. It actually made me look forward to my years at Country Day. When I arrived on campus, I was approached by a group of 5 girls, and I thought they had come to like be mean to the new kid, but instead I was like flooded with questions about who I was as a person and what I was interested in. And then all day I was surrounded by this group of girls that wanted to help me get familiar with the school and the people there. I got a glimpse of the support and friendliness I would encounter through my years at Country Day. Both students and faculty never hesitate to reach out and show that they are there to support you, and I will always be grateful for that.
So my favorite SCDS memory happened in my freshman year. And I was really fed up with the Octagon. And the upperclassmen and the advisor were just really intimidating, and they were really harsh with my stories, and it was really exhausting. So one night I had turned in a one-page story on the varsity volleyball team, and I received a lot of feedback, about like 10,000 comments on Google Docs. So I made a plan to announce my frustrations and quit the next day right before the elective period. And I told all my friends about it, and they were like, they didn't really care. They were like, good for you. But this was a huge deal for me because I had never spoken to Fells, our advisor, one-on-one before. And since then, I've noticed that a lot of staffers quit over text and email because, like, they don't want a messy goodbye. And it's not that I wanted to be brave and confront Fells in person. It's just that didn't come to me that I could just text it, like, and say, I'm out. I just wasn't wise enough. So I made the trek up to her room, and it was top 10 scariest moments, because when you're walking up there, she can see you coming, and she knows that you're worthless. So I was sweating and shaking, and my mouth was dry, and I walked in and I told her, and editor-in-chief at the time, Emma Williams, she was also there, and I told her it was becoming too time-consuming, was too stressful, had a high-intensity competitive atmosphere that was cramping my happiness, and on, and Belle said, oh, don't do that. And she didn't even really look up from her essay, and that she was reading on the desk, she was correcting something. So I turned red and I backed out of the room and hustled back to the freshman quad. And some people asked me how it went, and I said, there's been a change in plans. And I didn't really realize it at the time, but that was a really big moment. I was so lucky that Fells didn't accept my resignation, and I was really lucky that my reverence for Fells was stronger than my will to quit. I'd be a different person if I hadn't gone through the rigors of participating on the Octagon. And also, there aren't too many people like Fells. She taught us more than just how to be good writers. She also taught us about integrity and loyalty, and she's gritty and tough, but she's also very sweet. And the quality I most admire and respect in her is how much she cares about us and the paper. So I really want to thank her for that, even though she's not here.
Oh. Yes, please. Are we good? Yeah. Thank you.